While her husband, King Charles, 76, spent the afternoon meeting with Australian officials and Indigenous leaders at the Australia High Commission, Queen Camilla chose to wear a chic forest green outfit today as she represented the Royal Westminster Abbey at the National Harvest Festival service. The 78-year-old Queen appeared thrilled as she walked to the church with Paul de Moldenberg, the Lord Mayor of Westminster and the Dean of Westminster. This year's National Harvest Festival service addressed food poverty, food waste, and food self-sufficiency, all topics that Camilla and Charles take very seriously. Taking place in conjunction with World Food Day, the service will draw participants from various local communities, food waste charities, and volunteer organizations such as City Harvest, which rescues and redistributes wholesome and edible food. Love British Food, a nationwide initiative that promotes buying produce grown in the UK to support sustainable supply chains, organized it. Photographs of Camilla flashing a beautiful smile suggest that she was in a good mood when she arrived at the event. She smiled as she walked outside Westminster Abbey wearing a deep emerald green hat with a velour cap. A long-sleeved dress in the same shade went well with it. A square silver brooch was affixed to her left side of the modestly plunge-necked dress. Camilla's initial question on Oli Plunkett was also present. Camilla has been Colonel-in-Chief of the Riffles since 2020, and the young equestrian, who is sometimes referred to as a hottie, looked stunning in his outfit. Addressing food waste is something that both Charles and Camilla are very enthusiastic about. The Coronation Food Project, which aims to combat food poverty by redistributing excess food, was formally established on the King's 75th birthday in 2023. Today is a most wonderful way to celebrate our Lord's bounty through this year's National Harvest Service in the magnificent setting of Westminster Abbey, King Charles wrote in a statement posted on the royal family's official social media accounts. In keeping with a centuries-old custom, it is a time of year to express gratitude to the people who look for our country. Their labor is essential to the preservation of the natural landscapes that we all hold in such high regard, the backbone of our food production and the lifeblood of rural communities. Tom Parker Bowles, Camilla's son, revealed last year that her stepfather is so committed to preventing food waste that nothing is ever thrown out at their Clarence House home. Anything left over from the meal will either be used for something else or show up the next day. Nothing can be thrown out, he declared. Meanwhile, the 40th anniversary of the handback of Uluru National Park to its traditional owners was celebrated with Charles's first visit to the Australia High Commission since he became king on September 8, 2022. In addition to meeting 9 Aboriginal representatives and park owners, the King witnessed a group of Aboriginal Australians perform a traditional dance and song as part of the celebration. During his visit, Charles looked dapper with a blue pinstripe suit, black shoes, a pink and blue gingham handkerchief, and a patterned blue tie. Diana, Princess of Wales, was with him when he visited the protected region in the Northern Territory of Australia in 1983. Uluru, sometimes called Ayers Rock, and Kata Tiyuta, popularly called the Olgas, are located within the park. Together, they produce the massive geological rock formations that are regarded as one of the most recognizable vistas in Australia. After the Australian government returned the title deeds, the Anangu people, who are native to the region and have inhabited it for over 30,000 years, regained possession of the sacred site in 1985. When you heard us singing our song, it was from our grandmothers and grandfathers, explained Sammy Wilson, one of the 9 Anangu representatives, via a translator. We have owned that location for a very long time. We hold our country in high regard. and we were singing the tune. Charles sent the Anangu people a magnificent plate made by the Scottish slipware potters Fitch and MacAndrew. A video greeting that Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese had produced and sent to the King was shown to the crowd at Australia House. He praised Charles in the message for using this opportunity to speak with the traditional owners before this very important anniversary. He went on to say, "It was a significant turning point in the history of our continent and a landmark in Aboriginal land rights in Australia." Charles last paid a visit to Australia House in 2018 when his late mother, Queen Elizabeth II, was with him. After spending August and September at Scotland's Balmoral Castle for their summer vacation, the royal couple's diaries are replete with engagements. The Queen hosted Peter Babbitt at Clarence House earlier this week to commemorate the Book Trust charity's historic anniversary. To commemorate the 100th anniversary of the UK's largest children's reading charity, which Her Majesty is the patron of, the fictional children's character appeared at her London house on Tuesday. At the A-list literary reception, Camilla appeared to be in a good mood as she smiled with Peter Rabbit, who was sporting his iconic blue waistcoat and a Book Trust scarf. She also welcomed Book Trust's friends and supporters, such as Sir Michael Morpurgo, the organization's president, Children's Laureate Frank Cartrell-Boyce, and writers Richard Osman, Dame Julia Donaldson, Sir Philip Pullman, Dame Floella Benjamin, and Mallory Blackman. Camilla cheerfully shook his hand and posed for photos with the well-known rabbit from Beatrix Potter's storybooks. It was an appropriate homage to the organization Bookstart Baby, which has given a book from the series to every child in the UK before their first birthday. For Happy Bunnies, this year's book is a new Peter Rabbit book that was written specifically for the program. It will be given to approximately 500,000 babies and their families throughout the United Kingdom to encourage them to start reading. Wearing a long-sleeved navy blue embroidered dress, black pointed kitten heels, and sheer tights, Camilla looked her best for the occasion. Her blonde hair was styled in her signature wavy blow-dry, and she accessorized the ensemble with a blue Van Cleef & Arpels bracelet and stylish pearl drop earrings. Being a voracious reader, the Queen is keen to emphasize the importance of literacy. In 2011, she succeeded the late Duke of Edinburgh as patron of Book Trust. In addition to their book gifting initiatives, Book Trust collaborates with organizations throughout the UK, including libraries, schools, local government agencies, and community centers, to provide guidance and resources aimed at promoting reading and integrating it into early childhood education.